Hey, Asian, I know points in the paint are really important to your guys' offense. Mystics and Liberty have, really made that an emphasis defensively. What was working so well for you guys today that you're able to get back to that?
We're playing with a lot of pace. We're playing with more pace. We're not as stagnant. We do have some times that we are stagnant, but I think we're just playing with a lot of pace. We're moving, bodies moving, balls moving. So it kind of leads us into the paint and we get some easy looks. So I think that's kind of what we're really trying to flow with.
Jackie, I know you guys have done a really good job on Jewel in the past. What makes her such a difficult person to guard?
Yeah, she can score at all three levels. Her bag is deep, so you might think you know her first move, she comes back with something else. And so, I mean, she's a great player, and it takes a team effort, to be able to try to contain her. I mean, she's always moving without the ball, and so, we just try to do our best to make it hard on her whenever she doesn't have the ball, and then whenever she does, just staying in her space.
And for both of you, how much you look forward to this 6-day break?
Man, I can't wait. Oh my God, I can't wait, y'all. I can't express it enough. I feel like it's coming at the right time where we just need to just rest, kind of take ourselves away from the game a little bit, and just decompress because we're gonna have a good stretch coming up. So yeah, I can't wait to sleep in.
Jackie, you hit back-to-back threes late in the last game against New York, and you kind of talked about it after the game. Essentially, the feeling is that this group kind of ran out of time. What was it? 20 points, 20-point lead gets cut to 2. You hit back-to-back threes again. Kind of what were you seeing on those back-to-back plays? Because it looked like things kind of got sporadic until threes calmed it down.
Yeah, I mean, I think one was, I don't know, maybe a loose ball, tipped it to Chelsea. And then, I mean, she threw it back to me. And then, just my teammates get me the ball, just running in transition. And then just shooting it with confidence. I struggled to shoot it for a few games, but just taking the open ones and just being confident and stepping into it.
And Asia, early this season, we talked to Alicia, and actually you guys as well, about her kind of finding her niche in this group, and nobody really seems to be worried about it early. You guys pointed to this time, you guys pointed to September in terms of when you guys expected her to be AC. Kind of, can you talk about the last 4 or 5 game stretch she's had?
I mean, AC's truly a pro and she's a hard worker. So a lot of things kind of open up late for her. And we know that we can trust her to really be our anchor on both sides of the basketball. AC brings the energy on both sides of the basketball. That's why I know that the game's going to reward her in ways that we're going to need her. And so these are times that this is when it really shows up, because I always say superstars, they cancel out, whatever you want to say. They cancel out in games like this. But it's just been a huge, huge deal for her. And I'm so glad she had this game, because AC, we're all going through things. And AC, I know it kind of struck her core when she wasn't making the shots that we know she can make, but she's been working so hard, and I credit everything, because she's us, like she's our voice, she's everything. And when she's doing that, like I said, I know the game's gonna reward her. So this was a huge game for her. I'm so proud of her. But at the same time, I know this is her. This is what she does. So big game for AC for sure.
Pretty about your offensive production. Asia, are you aware that you lost that bet between the South Carolina and North Carolina games? When can we expect to see you rock that North Carolina Tar Heels bet?
First of all, I feel like I look really good in like blue, so it won't be a problem there. I just, I'm all about my cocks. So I'm really bad that they lost that, but it's okay. It's okay. Because I look good in light blue. That's gonna be tough.
Jackie, you usually are really quiet on the court and let your game do the talking, but today you kind of was a little more verbal today. What happened to get you going like that?
I think just having fun, I've struggled for a little bit, so, just expressing my emotions, I hit a big shot and I was just feeling it,
Screaming in lowercase.
Yeah. I guess. Yeah. That's all I got.
Any more questions in the room?
Asia, it looked like you took over a late game huddle from Becky. Was that accurate? Or?
Nah, yeah, I really had to cuss them out, because these are times that we need our bench and everybody to really be focused. So yeah, I was just like, keep up the good work, but let's not lose sight. We still gotta play, like we playing for long term. Yes, we might be up, but we gotta still keep our head in straight. So yeah, I kind of sat there. I don't know if that really worked, but
Did you tell Becky she didn't have to sit down?
Yeah, I kind of told her I took over for her, like, they should pay me the big bucks now. But when it comes to that clipboard, she can have it, because I'm not throwing up nothing.
You guys, sorry, Becky said that she'd let you guys choose how many days off you guys are gonna have. Is that decision?
What? No, because she ain't never said that. She just told us 2, and that's all we gotta deal with. Because if she would have let us pick.
You said up to 4.
What? Oh, no, she ain't tell us. That's new. That's new to us. And you got the inside too, because she literally came in and was like 2 days. You just had to sit at the table. Yeah, wish I would have known that.
All right, we're gonna go to Zoom, go Mike and then Matthew.
Yeah, Asia, you've played a few years now with the guard trio of Chelsea and KP and Jackie. I wonder, what's your favorite part of watching the chemistry between the 3 of them on the court?
You should have showered before.
Go ahead, Mike. This is gonna echo.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know if you guys can hear me. This is for Asia. I'm just wondering your favorite part of watching the chemistry between Jackie and Chelsea and KP on the court.
Man, those are my guards. It's a lot of fun playing alongside them. They make my job easy, so I try to do the same with them. But the chemistry that we've built here over the years of our core has been crazy just to watch grow. We took a lot of chances on one another, and it takes a lot of trust. And I feel like we developed that over the years, and it wasn't easy. We've all been in different situations where we had to sacrifice, but to see those 3 sacrifice for one another, it's been a joy to watch, because at any given moment, they can go out and give you 20 easily. So for them to sacrifice some shots for one another, and also for myself, it's been a joy to play around, because I am just sweet talking, because they got to give me the basketball in order for me to score. So I love my guards so much. They're tremendous. But no, just watching the chemistry really unfold with them over the years has been a lot of fun to watch, and just sometimes I'm at awe with the things that they do with that basketball. So I'm glad to be playing alongside them.
Thank you.
Matthew?
Hey, Asia, I wanted to ask you, the last couple of games, you've knocked down a 3 and you just look more confident with your outside shot. And I'm wondering, has something changed over the last couple of weeks where you're feeling more confident in that shot, or you're just taking the open looks finally?
Honestly, knock on wood, I took shooting 3s out of my pregame warm-up. I just stopped shooting them as a whole, because I was just like, I'm over it. And so now they're starting to go in a little bit. Said a little bit, I only shot 1. But yeah, I just honestly just stopped shooting them in warm-ups and practice and pregame, anything in between. I just stopped shooting the I stopped shooting the 3 balls.
Hey, Coach, at 9:33 in the second quarter, you called the timeout quickly after Lloyd shot a 3. What did you see that you didn't like that you wanted to correct immediately?
I saw her shooting a 3 and making it, and I did not like it.
Coach, I'm gonna try to reference 2 conversations from earlier this season. I believe KP mentioned that she's learned how to analyze a game beyond the box score. And one thing that you said last season was this team changes with her willingness to pass. I'm just wondering now, but almost 2 years coaching her, kind of what does that maturity process look like for you?
I mean, it's her maturity process, and she always takes challenges. She is coachable. She's stubborn, but coachable, if that makes sense. And she wants to win. Bottom line, so she's going to do whatever she needs to do to win. I thought her playmaking has been exceptional these last 2 games, and going into the playoffs, there might be nights where she gets, 25, 30, whatever. But the nights that she gets 15 and 8 or, 18 and 9, we'll need those nights probably more than the 25 and 3, because of how she impacts the game with her passing. And I think that's just an evolving, like I said, it's maturity and growth on her part, and also intentionality. She's very intentional about how she goes about the game. And, the other night, I mean, she was slicing and dicing, so you just let her roll because she's fast. And when she's making great decisions, you just let her go.
And And in terms of Alicia Clark, we talked earlier this season about her finding, I guess, struggling to find the bottom of the bucket, but nobody kind of appeared to worry you guys pointing to this time of year in terms of who you guys expected Alicia to be. Alicia, can you talk about just kind of the handful of games that she's had most recently?
I don't know, maybe she likes to play against her former teams. Yeah. No, I mean, I thought she came out actually first part of the season shooting very well. She had, I'd say 7 or 8 games where it didn't go in. I mean, that's just normal shooting. That can happen to anybody. Plum at the beginning of the year wasn't shooting it well. And that worm will always turn. It's just it's just numbers, so you keep confidence in them. You try to give them, the freedom to keep shooting. And they all have it. They all have the green light out there when they're open to let it fly. And you just keep shooting it until it goes in. And like I said, a lot of them, they're so routine oriented. They shoot so many shots, they just need to see it go in the game. And then the lid comes off.
You guys had 44 points in paint. I know that's been an emphasis all year, but these last couple of games, teams have really stacked up against that. What were you guys able to do to kind of get back to that today?
I mean, we're just trying to space and cut, but playing out of our defense helps. When we were getting stops, getting out, it helps too. AC, I like playing her at the 3 a little bit more too when we can, just because you can throw her in the post. I mean, she didn't score down there a lot, but they fouled her, and then you get into bonus situations. But we're always going to attack the paint, and then it's just about making a read. Now, Washington, New York, they've been very committed to taking away the paint and just living and dying with our 3 ball. And I thought we did a good job with Washington of not shooting just the good 3, but getting downhill again and getting the great 3 or the rim finish.
You mentioned cutting there. You mentioned that again after the last game, and Jackie mentioned it before this game. What do you think of the team's commitment to cutting today?
I didn't like it in the first half. Second half, I thought it got better.
You subbed Sid Postman in, and immediately she took the responsibility to guard Jewel Lloyd. She picked her pocket and went in for a score. Then the next possession, she came down and doubled down on the post for another steal. Like, just talk about what spark she brings every time she gets in the game.
I mean, she's a little energizer bunny out there. She just plays hard. She's fast. I always talk about how fast KP is. Sid is fast. She's prepared. She's been in big games before, so you just trust her and you trust her instincts and you let her roll. I mean, and she's basically doing our scouting report, so I like that part.
Gonna jump to the Zoom. Mike, go ahead, and then followed up by Matthew.
Thanks, Coach. I wanted to throw a few numbers past you that our stats and info people just gave me, which is that Asia has had a double-double in over 40% of her WNBA games, and her winning percentage in games where she's had a double-double is the highest in WNBA history. It's over 80%. That's higher even than Lisa Leslie or Tina Thompson. Obviously, she's been on great teams, but I think that just shows how just her efficiency and how her numbers go toward victories. She's not just piling up numbers. I just wonder if you could kind of put that in perspective from your perspective of it.
Well, I think it affects winning because that's what she's about. Whatever she has to do to impact the game to ensure a win, that's what she does. She's a very selfless superstar. Here's the other thing, like a lot of times she's the easiest superstar to coach. Like she's super easy. She's easy. And the way she impacts her defense, her rebounding, I mean, I haven't quite seen somebody like her. Lisa didn't have that spring. She wasn't as fast. Lisa was longer, taller. But Asia's really fast and jumps quick. And so she's kind of a different, different kind of player in that aspect, because there's not very many post players with her kind of speed and quickness. Then she can shoot. And yet her second jump, I don't know how many offensive boards she got tonight, but 4. her second jump is just as quick as her first one, and that's really rare across the board with any athlete. But she is she's just really special. She's a special player. She got that it factor, if you know what I mean. If I have to explain it, you don't know it, but she got it factor.
Thank you.
Matthew, and then we'll close out with Willie.
Hey, Becky, first I wanted to ask what you plan to do with your 2 days off.
I think I'm having a lot of the Aces players at my house.
And then,
House bombing me.
and then secondly, I wanted to ask, with how much you've been sort of changing your rotation a little bit here the last couple of games, and you're sort of seeing lineups you haven't used a lot this year, how is that going to help you guys when you get into the playoffs, having lineups that maybe haven't played together, get some of this a little bit of experience before you get to the postseason?
I mean, you're always trying to get them experience. More importantly, just get them confidence when you put them out there. It's a game of confidence. And so just trying to get them, as well as get some rest. I mean, the August, end of July kind of whirlwind that we went through really took a toll on us. And I don't think, and we're playing 40 games. So that's different. So just trying to get different bodies in there. For a player like KB, trying to get her experience because she's young. So everybody kind of brings a different factor into it. Kayla, sometimes because I need a big that can shoot and spread the floor. That's why we go small a lot of times with AC, but I needed to get more out of my bench. So I was just kind of shuffling lineups, which is where we came to Sid, you know, and then everybody kind of started being a spark and being solid. And like I said, it was basically our bench group that really broke that open in the fourth quarter.
Willie, let's close this out.
Becky, the other night you alluded to something along the lines of how hard it is to keep the ladies out of the gym, even with a couple of days off. With the time that there is off, is this an advantageous time for you to get them for, you know, body maintenance, practice, preparation? What sort of thing do you put into with all this time off? You've yet to have something like this in a minute. As far as preparing for the final stretch and into the playoffs, is there some specific you're zeroing in on for this rest period?
Yes, you know, I've said before, because of our schedule, we haven't been able to practice, so there's going to naturally be slippage. So rest, yes, but then we can actually get on the floor and correct some things. It's hard to just show them purely on film all the time. And I got a pretty cerebral group, but there's something to muscle memory and just repping stuff to keep you sharp. And we haven't had that practice time to be able to keep them sharp. So I've seen some slippage defensively and even offensively. I thought Washington, we were pretty good on both ends. But then there comes back to a stretch, you know, again tonight where I didn't like the standing around. And the ball wasn't popping enough for my liking. So we're still improving. There's still things that we can get better and do better. But the rest was number one. And then after that, like, just keep them, you know, fine tuning things and keep them learning.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Becky.